You're listening to Nick DiPaolo on the Riotcast Network, riotcast.com.
Hello, everybody. Jesus, Andy. That's two in a row.
No, you're on a different mic today.
Huh?
You moved over.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd fucking spot that. What, do I have to shoot up a flare? For the love of Christ. How are you, folks? That's right, it's me live. This is not a best of. We had to throw a couple of those. We had the holidays last week, and had a couple of stand-up gigs that I had booked before I got the radio gig. So I had to fulfill those obligations. What did you just touch on? Because it was good for a second. Now it just gets staticky.
I didn't touch anything.
Oh, must have been me. Anyways, trying to figure out which bay is the good bay as far as. But yes, I had a couple of gigs that I had booked way before I got the radio show. And first of all, happy birthday to our producer Andy Flowers, Andy Fiore, huh?
Thank you,
Andy. Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
What are you, 14, you big girl?
Yes, let's go with that.
How old are you? Seriously.
38.
38. You got a lot of ass ahead of you, some of it female. You know,
Thank
38. You, Jesus, 38. I'd kill for 38. I'd kill for 48. Who am I shitting? Brendan, the call screener, he'll be 14 on Tuesday. He's got a little Kentucky hat on. Looks like a Sandusky wet dream. So yes, happy birthday, Andy. And
thanks,
many more to come. I'll buy some pure horse. That's street talk for heroin, folks. And that's what he likes.
Thanks.
What the hell's going on out here?
Got no idea. Tomorrow we get comedian Mike Vecchione live in studio. He is as funny as they get, man. He used to do, I remember I saw him at the Comedy Cellar and I said, hey, I guess you're a real Dave Attell fan, huh? Because he was doing Attell, not stealing the material, just the cadence. And I mean, and he almost like blushed. He was very nice about it. He was like, oh, shit. I forget what he said to me. I ruined his evening or his week or something. But, but then he just came into his own. And the guy is super funny. You want to see super funny? Come see me Friday and Saturday, this Friday and Saturday, June 9th and 10th at Hilarities in Cleveland. Haven't been there in a while. Last time I was there, I had a little bit of an incident. Club was pretty new. It was about 8 years ago, and maybe more. I can't tell anymore if it's 8 or 14. Could be, I don't know. But there was a big a party of about 50 in the middle of the room. The room was brand new, and they were getting drunk and yelling shit out, and some woman yelled some shit out. I tried to be nice for 30 seconds, and I gave her another minute, and then I said something nasty, and anyways, they still yell shit out, and then the doorman came in. They jumped the gun. They didn't have to step in, but it was, like I said, a new club, so they were new to this, and it made kind of a stink and a distraction, and it kind of fucked up the show. Anyways, after the show's over, we go back, and the owner calls us into the kitchen and sort of lines us up. The staff, the bouncers, the waitress, and just goes hog wild like a college football coach down 41-0 at halftime. And he's looking at me, and then he explains that he had to refund like half that check or something. I mean, a substantial amount of money. And it turns out the woman that I was giving it to after she provoked me. Turns out she was the wife of the owner's partner who invested in the new club. And there's Nick DiPaolo's luck for you, huh? I was sitting there. He's screaming. I'm standing like a 12-year-old. I saw the fryer later behind me. I was just going to put my head in it and go, I've had enough of this. But I haven't. I guess I made quite an impact because I hadn't been back there since. But he's a good guy. The guy that runs it, he's from Brooklyn. He's an old school guy, He sent Patrice home, too. The original Hilarities, which was another great club. The guy knows how to, Market. He sent Patrice home after one show.
One?
After one show, Patrice went after, again, it was some chick in the crowd, and Patrice was, just being his urban self, let's say. And Nick was like, no, this isn't good. And me and Patrice laughed about that for years. We seem to have the same problem with the same. But I'm going back, and Cleveland's a great comedy town. And do you guys remember Paul Sorrento? He used to come see me. He was a pretty good first baseman and a power hitter for the Cleveland Indians. He went to high school near me, and he was best friends with one of my best friends, so he used to come see me. And I still didn't get laid. Anyways, that's because he was hitting 226. And so that's where I am headed Friday and Saturday. Come out and see me. Thank you to Dave Harris and to Dino Cantillo. They were supporting my podcast financially with a couple of checks, and I appreciate that very much. The podcast is connectpal.com/Nick. If you don't have Sirius Radio, you can listen to the podcast based on the show. So that's how that goes. Also, I was in Buffalo with Big J Okerson, and what a cool dude he is, I'll tell you. He's just a laid-back dude. I see him at the airport. He's got his headphones on. He's got those dumb bolo shorts. It's like, are those pants or those shorts? And his legs are all tattooed like he was just on lockup. He's got this greasy Shemp Howard hairdo hanging in his face. And I'm just belly laughing. He doesn't know I'm watching him walking through the airport and stuff. and then we finally say hi. I sit in 1A. It's one of those planes that has one row on one side. I sit in 1A and he sits in 2A, which is the way it should be on the way to Buffalo. And but he sits down behind me, and he's not even in his seat. I swear to God, a minute and a half, and you hear this. Only I'd say about 4 times louder than that. People next to me are looking out of the corner of their eye like, it was a caged lion. The lady had this scared look on her face. And Jay didn't even fucking reference it after the flight. He didn't even know he was out. I don't know how you do that. I can't, you guys know, I can't sleep for the life of me. But Buffalo sold out up there at the casino, Seneca Casino, and that was fucking great. And then the next I rush home from Buffalo, and I have a gig that night in Yonkers because I'm huge in this fucking business. And I get a call from my agent, Tucker Carlson, who I really like a lot, on Fox News Channel, wanted to have me on, of course, Friday night. But once again, stand-up comedy gets in the way of my showbiz career. Heading up to goddamn Sawmill Parkway. And, And Tucker, I know what he wanted because of the whole Kathy Griffin thing, which we're going to get into because she had that press conference and we weren't here to talk about it. So I want to dip my toes into that before we move on because I don't want to give her any more ink that she wants. But, Tucker Carlson wanted me on the show. And couldn't do it because I was in Yonkers and, making some cash. Anyhow, the phone number, 866-969-1969 is the phone. I got to apologize to Robert Kelly, a friend. Bobby Kelly had his annual comedy cookout. I'm sitting home on Saturday. I'm working outside like a suburban asshole, doing stuff around the house, which is really not me. I'm on my sit-down more. I got like 6 beers on me. I got my headphones on, listening to Pavarotti. And all of a sudden I get a text from Bobby Kelly, and it's a picture of him and about 100 comedians behind him, and it just says, fuck you. This is like, this says, it's 6:45 at night. And I go, what the fuck? No, please tell me it wasn't today, because he always has it on Sunday, normally. But he had sent notices. He sent me something, like 9 messages saying it was Saturday. They had moved it or whatever. And I had no excuse. And I also have to mention, he got mad when I thanked Rob Sprance, the founder of Riotcast, for helping me, do the podcast, which helped me get this, I think. Maybe not. But Bobby Kelly is also a co-founder of Riotcast, and he was fucking fuming. This guy was fuming. No, he busted my... What are you thank Sprance? You don't fucking say nothing? But I get that picture of him and all the comedians and him just giving me the finger. So I call him immediately and he's yelling at me. And I'm like, why don't you fucking... Yeah, no, I'm skipping it because I don't like you. You don't think I want to go to your house and eat steak tips, about $200 worth of steak tips, drink free booze? No, I'd rather be, pulling weeds with my wife or whatever I was doing. Actually sitting on the porch smoking a cigarette while she pulled weeds. But... he got fucking furious, like, it was a personal slight. But I have no memory, folks. It's getting kind of frightening. Which brings me to my next thing. I am on Trazodone. Trazodone, which is an antidepressant which helps people with sleep problems, apparently. All it took was one guy to, I don't know if it was a podcast subscriber or a caller here. Somebody sent me an email saying, I did Trazodone and it changed my life. It was so good. That's all I needed to hear. But, that's the thing somebody told Keith Richards about heroin when he was like 11. So right now, right now I get Trazodone fighting caffeine. And, it's a battle right now. I took the stuff the first night. I go, I don't feel anything, just like I did when I smoked weed. I want to try that skunk weed. The weed where you smoke it, then you cut your cock off and throw it at your mother's head? Now, that's the kind of marijuana I want to get into. That's a story we'll get to, too, maybe. But, I tried the Trazodone. I don't really feel anything, but I slept 6.5 hours first night. I take it last night, again, about 10 o'clock. It's 12:30, and I'm doing front handsprings and cartwheels. I'm so wide awake. I had a window where I got a little drowsy. I guess you're supposed to jump in bed the minute you feel that. You guys know out there. You drug addicts can call. And so I went to bed with the Trazodone in me and slept a whole 2 hours. Popped right up. Popped right the fuck up. And but today, so I haven't taken it yet. I take it at night before I go to bed. But today, it hits me on the way in here. I'm driving, and I felt like I smoked a joint. It's kind of nice, I got to admit. Kind of like a weed or a glass of wine, and I'm going to try to cook this on a spoon just to be cool. You take tablet form. This kind of faggy. I want to cook this, shoot this stuff right into my left nut. That's what the doctor said to do. So Trazodone. Let me know if anybody has tried Trazodone. It's an antidepressant. I'm a little depressed. I cry when I see like dog food commercials and tampon commercials. That's when you know you're getting older. I'm in the car, and Neil Diamond comes on. I start bawling. I don't know if that makes me old or a little bit gay. Probably both, and there's nothing wrong with that. Am I right, folks? Okay. But, oh, for Christ's sake. That's me trying to get sleep. But, so Trazodone. Oh, the air condition. Now it's off. Are you hot, Andy?
No, now for once I feel good.
You're comfortable? I am burning up. Maybe it's the heroin and the Trazodone colliding with the Starbucks.
Well, you're drinking coffee, too.
I had to have the coffee. The Trazodone was winning. It was really winning. Oh, boy, I got to take this because one of the side effects of Trazodone is the same as Viagra. You get that that wood, they say, for 4 hours, which apparently... That is so funny. I think they throw that in there as a selling... They act like it's a warning, but that's why you guys are like, really? I'm going to try that shit. But John in New York has had that kind of experience with Trazodone. John, welcome to the show.
Thanks for taking my call.
You got it.
Not me. Let's get that straight. It was not me. It was my cousin.
Oh, yeah, right, Johnny. Your cousin. Yeah, it was my brother, too. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he was on a cruise, right? And he took it for the first time, and he got an erection for like 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah. What kind of boat? What kind of boat was?
Oh, it's like a little booze cruise. It wasn't nothing, It wasn't like a whatever. So, I mean, whatever. Like, what gets your dick hard is the blood capillaries fill up with blood, obviously. And the reason why they say seek medical attention, that if you get a hard-on for more than 4 hours, is because you can burst those capillaries.
Oh, yeah, right.
So they got 70% of his capillaries in his dick is, like, busted or something. He can never fuck a girl, never get a hard-on again. He's got a morphine pump in him because every time he wakes up with, like, morning wood, he said it's incredible pain. Like, he's fucked. I'd kill myself personally. I don't know how he gets through a day without beating off.
Wow, that's quite a sales pitch for Trazodone. Where's the trash barrel? He got wood so hard he did damage. So, holy Christ! What was the how many milligrams was he taking?
50.
Oh, that's what I'm taking.
Oh.
I haven't taken it yet. Should I take it?
Take it. See what happens.
I figured the guy, you said he was on a boat, in 4 hours, they could have tied a sheet to it. And if the wind was right, they would have made it to
If it's for sleep, there are so many safer, better things. Just Trazodone, I wouldn't touch that if you paid me $1 million.
All right. Yeah, but okay, hold on, John. Okay, that's anecdotal. That's one story. There's a bunch of people who swear by it, who didn't rupture their dick.
You want to roll the dice? Go ahead.
It's too late.
Out of it.
All right, Johnny. You know what? Thank you, though. I'll keep that in mind. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was going to put it in a syringe and shoot it right in there, but I guess you don't have to. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Well, look at Diane in Arizona. Finally, I like to get a girl on early. I mean, a woman. I mean, a chick. I mean, a broad. Hi, Diane.
Hi, how are you doing, Nick?
Oh, I'm telling you, I got a little bit of wood developing here. I haven't even taken my Trazodone, but go ahead.
I started taking Trazodone about 6 months ago, back when they had to change all my medications because you couldn't take this with that. And
Don't tell me you got an erection, too.
No, I didn't get that. It's weird. But I also... it takes me a little while to wake up in the morning. I haven't tried to drive that early, but it just amazes me that you said you felt like you were high when you were driving, because that would have freaked me out.
So you've been taking it 3 to 4 months. Did you take it because you were having sleep problems?
I had sleep problems, and I had some depression going on.
Can you turn down your radio, Diane?
Yeah, hold on.
I'm getting some feedback like I'm at a Nugent concert in the late 70s.
Okay.
Apparently the radio's upstairs on the roof.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's all right. So why you took it for depression, which is it's an antidepressant, right?
Well, I also took it for sleep, and part of what caused some of my depression was insomnia.
Did it help you with the sleep?
Oh, yes. It helped me with both. And I was actually given it for the insomnia, but my doctor also knew I had depression, and I told her that I wasn't waking up with anxiety or depression anymore. She goes, well, you just need to take that Trazodone every night then.
No kidding.
That's from the doctor.
All right. Well, see, now we have it's 1-to-1. We have a negative story, and even the negative story is kind of positive, in my opinion. You get that kind of wood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bleed internally. Oh, my goodness. Mike in California has also experienced Trazodone. Mike.
Hey, Nick.
What's happening?
How's it going, Nick?
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right. So we're probably political opposites, but I still think you're a funny fuck. So
well, thank you very much. Politics has nothing to do with the funny. We can disagree and still like humor on the
exactly.
At least
and I'm listening to you. So
thanks, brother.
Hey, vodka and Trazodone gives you 6 hours guaranteed.
You know what? And you're right, because the first night I had a drink with it, and I got 6.5 hours, which is huge for me.
Yeah, me too. That's about my. If I hit 6 hours, I'm pretty proud of myself in the morning. And a couple of vodkas, then I take the Trazodones, and I watch something shitty on TV, so it bores me to death. Lay in bed, and I'm up at 4 or 5, but get myself a good 6.
Well, there you go.
So, there you go. And I'm a doctor.
Oh,
I'm not really.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I was really getting excited. All right, Mike. That was a call I wanted to hear, actually. Thank you.
All right, later.
Take care, bro. Yeah, you hear that? A little
6 is good for you.
I went over and I looked at all the paperwork and I read it, and it just said limit the alcohol, which means really pound the fucking. If it doesn't say prohibited or stay away from, and I don't drive a forklift, and so I am gonna I'm gonna make a picture of mudslides and take a mudslides. What is this? 1988 slides. Let's go to Pat, also on Trazodone. The whole country's on it. I'm loving it. Pat, what's going on?
Hey, Nick. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm on Trazodone for sleep disorder, but I'm also on Zoloft for depression. And, I broke my back 6 years ago. I used to be an elevator mechanic in the city, had an accident, fell, broke my back, and I had surgery on my back. I've had all kinds of surgeries from that.
And you got disability?
But I don't sleep at night, and it's mostly because of pain. So the doctor said, well, let's try Trazodone, and I've also been having anxiety with that. So he puts me on Xanax and Trazodone. And I found that at night when I take one Xanax and one Trazodone, you got about 30 minutes. And then from that 30-minute time period, you have about a window of about 45 minutes. If you don't fall asleep in that 45 minutes, you're going to be up. You look like you said, you're going to be up bouncing off the walls all night, staring at the ceiling.
So your doctor has you on 3 different drugs. What's your doctor?
Oh, yeah, and then plus I'm also on OxyContin, Oxycodone,
Dr. James,
Coma, all these stuff for my back.
Dr. James Morrison. James Morrison, Dr. James Hendricks, paging Dr. James.
Well, I got a whole mess of medications for the back, and then the other stuff is because of my back, it's causing the depression and anxiety.
Wow.
This has been going on 6 years. I've had 2 surgeries already, and the last one failed, and I have to have the corrective surgery.
Okay, Pat, I don't need a biography, but
yeah, I got screws and rods in my back.
You got screws and rods in your back, and you're probably collecting disability. What a nice check.
No, yeah, the best part about that is that I got denied. Where workers' comp said I was on there too long, so they said I had to go to disability. And the first time I applied, I got denied. Okay. Now I'm waiting my appeal, which has been a year and a half.
Well, good luck with that.
That's where the anxiety comes from.
All right, all right, brother. Hey, thanks for the call. And you sure he's doing Trazodone or cocaine?
Good Lord.
Holy Christ.
What a cocktail.
Guy was like an auctioneer. Now, Brett in Long Island says you don't drink with Trazodone. Brett?
Don't drink.
Brett, go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, brother.
Awesome. You're awesome at this.
Thank you very much.
Do not drink on it. It will kill you. That was what my doctor told me.
Your doctor's a big fag. Your doctor is a big fag. I don't like his advice.
Nick, I'm a drinker. I'm a huge drinker.
Oh.
He said this will kill you, but it's the only way I can get to bed without drinking.
Now, hold on.
I just want to...
Okay, but Brett, you said you're a huge drinker. So, one vodka with a Trazodone's not going to kill me.
According to my doctor, everything that alcohol does will do it twice as fast to you and more with this stuff.
All right, sounds more like you're encouraging me.
Yeah, it's horrible, dude.
I don't have time to get drunk.
Painful. Yeah. Also, I asked 3 doctors, and they all said the same thing.
Yeah, well, you're in Long Island. Who do you? Vinny Boombots is your main physician?
No, I'm on the North Shore of Long Island. We don't have Vinny Boombots.
Is that Jewish? I don't know. What's the North Shore?
No, well, it's partially Jewish. It's very Protestant and white and very well.
Oh, kind of a neighborhood I'd like. I have a summer home in Shirley. Have you heard of Shirley?
Yes, we don't hang out in Shirley.
All right, Brett.
Good luck, man. Dude, keep kicking ass on the show, okay, bro?
I'm trying, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling in there, fella. See what happens? But this shows right here. I am sweating like Robert Parrish at the foul line in 1972 at the Old Garden. It's 117. The Chief.
If you stick to 1, you should be all right. Don't they? Isn't 3 the normal? If you drink any more than 3 alcoholic beverages when you're on, that's usually the rule of thumb.
I don't know how to make a restaurant.
What the hell's going on out here?
Yeah, but this shows you what a drug-addled society we are. Anytime I bring this shit up, the phones light up. There's not a person out there that's not on something. Matt in Colorado. Matt, what's going on?
Oh, now, Mike, hey, I was just going to say that, I was taking Trazodone for a while, too, and I got up one night that made me really sick, and then the doctor switched me to, lorazepam, which seems to be working pretty good. Otherwise, it seems to be better than Ambien, but I think it's like an antidepressant kind of, too, but you take like a half of the lorazepam, so you might just want to ask about that one, but the Trazodone's kind of funky. Wasn't a big fan.
So you were, see, we're getting mixed caller, but everybody seemed. I didn't realize it was so common. Thanks, Matt, for the call. Anyways, I didn't realize it was this popular. I hadn't heard of it, and oh God. I'm just reading some of it, melatonin. Jesus Christ, that's the hack answer to sleep. You tried melatonin? My body makes it. I don't fucking... It just doesn't do anything for me. Matt in Washington, he's been taking Trazodone and drinking every day. Now I'm going to take that call. I'm taking the ones I want to hear. Back up my... Matt, go ahead.
What's up, Nicholas?
What's up, Matt? Go ahead.
Hey, man, I am such a huge fan of yours, and I'm so jacked that you have your own show. You have no idea.
Well, you thank the people at Sirius XM, the Jack Vaughn and the people, and the Scott Greensteins of the world. They woke up.
Yeah, I'll call them right now, I'm sure.
So you took this stuff and you drink, too?
Yeah, I drink every day. I've been a huge boozer for like 20 years. Been on Trazodone for anxiety and sleep for about 2.
So you drive Metro North trains. Go ahead.
And now it's just psychosomatic for me. It doesn't do shit for me, so I just kind of take it as a habit. But I could have 10 of them and it wouldn't affect me at all. So I think it's like your dependency on, your chemicals in your brain. And like I said, I'm so fucking full of anxiety that nothing works.
Well, I wonder why we're full of anxiety. It's not because you put on the TV and see ISIS on every channel every 2 weeks. That might have something to do with it.
That's part of it, sure. Yeah. And hearing you gives me more anxiety as well.
Thanks, Matt.
Hey, thanks.
All right, brother. Well, I'll tell you, folks. We're going to move along when we come back. We'll touch on Kathy. We'll touch on Kathy Griffin because she had that press conference. I didn't get to comment on it. I am a comedian. I know Kathy a little bit, but really disgusting. And I like to chat about that. And Bill Maher. It's been a bad week for the comics who fucking hate President Trump. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the pain. And it's good to see them getting a little hot water, but it never sticks. It never sticks if you're a liberal. You're getting a little bit of heat. She'll be back. Let's not kid ourselves. They act like they fired Wolf Blitzer. Like I said, she works one night at New Year's Eve. Anyways, it's the Nick DiPaolo Show, 866-969-1969. Stay in your seats. We'll be back right after this.
The Nick DiPaolo Show will return after this.
The Nick DiPaolo Show returns now.
Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Come see me this weekend, Friday and Saturday night at Hilarities in Cleveland. Haven't been there in a while. Good comedy city. Used to do it all the time. And tomorrow night we got comedian Mike Vecchione, who's as funny as all get out. If you want to check out my tour dates, go to nickdip.com. Follow me on Twitter at Nick DiPaolo and Instagram. And also, you can follow the show live on Twitter at DiPaolo Show SXM. Andy, any dates since it's your birthday?
Coming up this weekend, speaking of Mike Vecchione, he gave me and Greg Stone a fundraiser in Connecticut. I don't know where it is, so no.
There you go.
But we'll be doing it for a good cause, so we'll ask Mike about it tomorrow.
There you go. So, Andy's a very funny dude. I've seen him before. Saw him in a bathing suit. Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm telling you. I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Real quickly, I caught Megyn Kelly's show. I like Megyn. I don't like what happened at Fox and the way it went out. She always had this little feminist streak in her that, anytime I say feminist... But she seemed fair. I'm just playing the feminist in general, not for Megyn, but you see him on the street, left and right. You like to lick him, maybe take a bite. That's right, I'm freestyling, yo. Anyhow. Oh, goodness. But Megyn, her show debuted. I say I like it because I met her, again, the streaming show they used to do, the Strategy Room, like 5 years ago. And she actually sat in and was very nice to me. Actually wanted me on her show when she was on in the afternoons at Fox. Do you remember the Philadelphia Eagles, Riley Cooper?
Yes.
Remember
he got in trouble with the N-word.
With the N-word, yep. Too. And I'm on my way to a gig at Helium. I'm on the Turnpike. Naturally, I get a call from my agent. Megyn Kelly wanted you the last second. And I'm like, why? Every time the N-word comes up, they want to talk to me. I don't know how to make a restaurant. So
it's not fair.
It's not fair. Once again, stand-up comedy got in the way of being, Tucker Carlson. That would have been great if I went on Friday night. That, he's not doing Bill O'Reilly numbers, but damn close, okay? He's talking a couple mil. What, that wouldn't hurt? Plugging this show? Next thing you know, we on the we're bigger than U.S. Steel. But anyways, so I watched a little bit of her show. It's on NBC. You can't get more liberal than NBC, okay? They carried water for Obama for both his elections, embarrassingly. And So I watched it, and again, Megan comes from Fox News Channel. So, but again, she got into a little bit of that. She used to be on O'Reilly Factor, and she'd get a little. If he said anything slightly sexist, she'd get a little riled up. Anyways, you know what she's making, by the way, folks, with a new gig at NBC? How about $20 million per year? $20 million per year. So I know to make $1 million a year, it's $20,000 a week. So you do the math. Mink ya. 20 mil. Can you imagine? Anyway, she had the big premiere of her Sunday night show. She's going to be on in the mornings over there, too. They don't know what they're going to do with her. And she's smart and feisty, and I can see the attraction and stuff. And Brendan just made the fucking... Brendan shaking his head so much, I just saw blood coming out of his ears. Anyways, she did her first show last night, and she had on Putin. How do you get Putin? What kind of... I mean, holy Christ, I'm on the phone with Roland. I can't get a couple of comics from Long Island. Megan, yeah, give me Vlad Putin. Jesus, that's quite a book. Isn't that quite a coup?
Yeah.
Huh? Mink ya, as they say. So that was her interview, and he kind of... I don't know, he kind of pushed her around, in my opinion, because I watched her, on Fox News, and she was always aggressive and stuff. But she did go right at him. She was hosting some economic forum with him. And she brought up the questions you wanted to hear about the election and whether Russia meddled and who was meddling and if he knew anything about it. And but Putin was making me laugh. He's got this this sarcastic look on his face, and he was saying stuff like, "Oh, you people are so creative over there." He quipped, "Good job. Your lives must be boring." That was the worst Russian accent I've ever heard, folks. It sounded like a fucking Sesame Street Dracula character. What the fuck? Have you all lost your sense? A tit. You have nice tit over there. But, she asked him about cyber interference in the election. He says, "I saw what was happening. Of course, this is via translator. It was big surprise for me, too. What they are saying is just nuts," which I thought was funny. Just nuts? That doesn't sound like a... I never know where people spreading disinformation and coming from. And and then she did a one-on-one and asked questions like Russian cyber interference, asked about U.S. National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and so on. And he overwhelmed her. This is what the article says, and I agree 1,000% with word clouds. He goes, "What fingerprints or hoof prints or horn prints? What are you talking about? IP address. They can be invented, There are a lot of specialists who can even make so it comes from your home IP address, as if your 3-year-old daughter carry out attack." And she didn't like come back and go, "Maybe you're full of shit." It was kind of it looked like she was getting pushed around over there. So, here's a little more of the audio of Putin.
"Comrade, here is something that might be of interest to you. A transcript of the conversation between your helicopter pilot and his commander. We intercepted Dragonfly Wolf 10. Colorful names. Here we are. We have them in sight.
Talking to Megan Kelly.
Abort the operation immediately. This is a recall. Confirmed. Over.
That was from one of the Rambo movies, and that Russian was so over the top with it was worse than mine, actually. But yeah, I was a little disappointed. Megan, who's usually a tiger, and she was kind of... And he's sitting there with that cocky, kind of leaning forward. He's got his head tilted. I mean, they put a picture of him when he was in the KGB. Oh, my God. Just, he had that face, that holy... I'd like to know what his IQ is. Wouldn't it be funny if we checked that out? It's like 105 or something. Just over. But I watched the rest of the show. My point being, because NBC just makes me laugh. How do they know how fucking stupid and condescending? The other stories where this woman, Cynthia McFadden, She did a story about a pharmaceutical company that was pushing this drug that was killing people, blah, naturally. And they have to interview, somebody who worked there that was involved, a sales rep. And they interview this woman, Patty, who, I don't know if she was officially transgender, but she looked just like Pat. Yeah. She looked just like Pat, the character from SNL. Nick, what's your point? Who cares? Well, my point is, I always see this now on the news, especially NBC, ABC, CBS. If they're at a site, if a crash site or a story on the street, they always find like a super gay person and Andy, you agree with me. I wasn't imagining this. This woman looked like Pat, had the thick rim. I swear to God. And it's a story that they get a hard on at NBC because you go after a big corporation and probably justifiably so in this case. They were selling some drug, that was meant for cancer patients. They're giving it to people with post-traumatic stress disorder, and people are dying. So but I'm just saying the bigger point is they it's just so typical, And then they did another story. A woman she was in the military, U.S. military. Now I think she's retired, maybe, but she was helping save elephants, which I love. They poach elephants over in Africa, and she was helping save them. But it turned into a story about only in the interview. The guy goes, would it have to be a woman that has to do this? Of course, because of our nurturing ways, and we tend to listen to other people. It turns into a story about how women, and listen and guys don't. And I get distracted by that. I'm trying to watch the story about that. The fucking elephants were red, by the way. Now, there's no sunblock over there. And they were bright. They're in the desert walking around. Somebody slapped some 23 on them. Bright fucking red. But it turns into this horseshit. So now I get Pat for one segment. Pat, I'm like, guy or girl? They kept showing her from a distance, too, like walking. She could have been a nose guard for the Pats. And again, I'm just saying, we know what you're doing. We get it. There are gay people in all walks of life, or transgender, whatever. So don't think you're pulling one over on us. There's 100 people that were involved in that scam, that pharmaceutical company. So, and then, like I said, the third story is like, do you have to be a woman to be successful to do something like this? Anyways, did anybody catch the Megyn Kelly show? Brian in line 5. Brian, what's going on in New Hampshire, fella?
Hey, Nick, what's up? And by the way, dittos or kudos, whatever, when you used to be on the FM talk station in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
You did that for a little while.
Yes.
I still remember that.
Thank you. I love that show. Free FM.
Yeah, you were awesome. But, the show's way better because you get to, say, like, the word cunts and stuff like that.
And so, there's New Hampshire weighing in.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of cunts, imagine if Obama was still president and then these terrorist attacks still happen. He'd be blaming, us for our drones or some shit like that. That, it would be all our fault that or all the Britain's fault that, the terrorist attack, the terrorists were attacking the Britons.
All these points are true, Brian, but what about Megyn Kelly show? Did you see it?
I did not, but I heard clips on Laura Ingraham, and they only aired 10 minutes of it. So it seemed to me that, and that they were making the point that it looked like nothing really happened during the interview. That there was really no there. That because there was only 10 minutes there, that they didn't really advance the story in any way, shape, or form, and he had already answered all those questions. But the best part, though, was, did you hear the part where she was asking him about an American guy, and Putin answered that he actually has a deeper, more solid relationship with her, Megyn Kelly, than he did with
with Flynn.
American.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sexual tension.
Yeah.
You have that clip?
Yes. No, I don't have that clip, but you make a great point. They brought up General Flynn. and
General Flynn, right?
Yeah. Putin was explaining how he was at a table. Flynn happened to be just sitting next to him, and he said, I have a close relation. And there was that sexual tension there. That's a great point, Brian. It was almost like he was hitting on... That's what I mean.
Would that be funny if they ended up hooking up afterwards?
Yes, it would. And you know what? And it would be funny if somebody filmed it, like they did Trump supposedly being peed on. And, that could come up in the next election. But
hey, good times.
All right, Brian.
Thanks, Dick.
You got it, bro. It's actually a good point. It was very odd. He goes, again, translator, but he said, I am close a relationship with you. we have been working together for the last day or so than I would Mr. Flynn. And just the way he was slapping stuff away. And I have to believe him, actually. I mean, whatever. Jim in Michigan on line 2. Jimmy boy.
Oh, hi, Nick. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling, Jim. Did you catch Megyn Kelly's debut on Sunday night?
Oh, no, I missed it. But I got to say I'm a big fan of you, and I saw you at the Baltimore Magoobies.
Magoobies. Great club, horrible name, but yes, great club. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I was going to call about, because I know Caitlyn Jenner's always in the news.
Yeah.
And, what's your take on their portrayal of her and trying to make her seem like a goddess or something?
Well, yeah. I mean, she, that case specifically is not what we're talking about, but that case specifically is really, I mean, you can see why that was hyped. The guy was the best athlete on the planet in 1976, male athlete. And, now it's Caitlyn. But my bigger point was that, with like this show, this Megyn Kelly show, and I see it a lot of times now when they're interviewing people, they seem to go out of their way to find, somebody gay or transgender too. And again, we get it, but they make up a very small percentage of the population. But if you watch TV, especially the Food Network, the show Chopped, you would think they made up 45 to 50% of the country. It's just a little bit, in my opinion, it's overrepresentation. That's all. But
I know you're not going to see that on ESPN or something.
Yeah, you probably would actually. That's a matter of fact, she got an award, right? The ESPYs.
Like Stuart Scott would be a woman.
Who?
Or anybody like an announcer there.
He said Stuart Scott.
Oh, Stuart Scott. Yeah, no. All right, Jimmy, thanks.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Appreciate it, brother. No idea what the hell he's talking about, but I'm glad he called in. Got me confused there for a minute. But you know what I mean. It's fucking funny to me. Ow.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm getting
don't
not restless leg syndrome. What do you? Let's go to Dave in New Orleans. Wants to talk about celebrities on social media. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, Nick, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Do you like Megyn Kelly, Dave?
She's fine, but I mean, not really much to say. She can make a good sandwich, right?
Jesus Christ! A little song goes out to Dave. Oh my God, that was so sexist, Dave.
Hey, I learned it from the best, man. Old Nicky D.
Come on, dude. I have a little of that in me, but go ahead.
No. But yeah, man, no. Something just kind of going back to the Kathy Griffin thing.
Oh God, we passed that, Dave. Come on.
I know, but it's not going straight to her. The point I was trying to make is, why do celebrities do this thing where like they'll put some stupid shit on Twitter and then they'll delete it immediately, like as if they think that no one's going to see it because they know they do, and not like there's someone next to them who's going to tell them, that's some dumb shit you're about to put on there. Do they have Tourette's of the thumb?
Yeah. Well. You can ask that of people would ask that of Donald Trump. I liked how he used it during the campaign and stuff, and I think it really helped him because he's not going to get a fair shake from the mainstream media. But now he's sort of shooting himself in the foot. He should be he could be tweeting about policy and about regulations he's turned back and how the economy's getting back, but he doesn't do that. He still gets personal and has thin skin, and somebody should be standing beside. I guess he's toned it down a little bit, but I agree with that. And once you tweet something, I didn't know when I first got on Twitter. I came home drunk when I first got on Twitter one night from a comedy club, and I went on a rampage about Obama. And my web guy called me the next day. I had no idea how it worked. He goes, "What the fuck did you do?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You were like trending." I said, "What are you talking?" Almost trending, whatever. But I look at it, and my thing was going on a loop, and I found it exhausting. I looked at my Twitter. I don't think I've tweeted in 3 weeks. I'm really not a marketer, folks. I went to school for that. Thank you for the call, Dave. I love New Orleans. Me and Robert Kelly were down there. We had some jambalaya and entertained people in the late 80s. Let's go to Joe in Brooklyn. He has an opinion about Putin. I guess he saw Megyn Kelly's interview. Joe, go ahead.
You know what, dude? No. Yeah. I love the interview. You know what really pisses me the fuck off?
What?
Cocksucker can't speak English, right? No, he speaks great fluent English, but he's got to show his people that I'm going to teach this American media that I'll speak my language. You can go fuck itself.
Does he speak, Joe? Does he speak? I can't remember. He does speak English. Right?
He does.
I got to pull that up. Where'd you see him speaking English?
Just go to Google it, baby. Go Putin speaking English, and I heard him sing a Frank My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Okay, I believe it.
When he was taking over Crimea.
All right, thanks, Joe. I love Brooklyn. How do you not love Brooklyn? Oh, goodness gracious, Heloise. Brendan in Rhode Island wants to know what I like about Trump specifically. Brendan, what's happening? I lived in Rhode Island.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. What part of Rhode Island you in, Brendan?
Right now, driving through Providence.
Oh, watch out of the Italians. They're very, very violent down there.
My landlord's an Italian. He's quite the Goomba. He really thinks he's from the South Bronx, I'm telling you.
Probably worse, some of those guys.
Oh, man, they really like to lay it on thick. There's an Italian joint up there called Uncle Tony's, and on their menu, all the R's are guns. I'm not even fucking joking.
I was selling door to door when I got out of college, steak and seafood, and I wandered into Federal Hill. I didn't realize it. I'm trying to sell steak marked up 3,000% to like a street top.
Horizon Meats, right?
And the guy goes to me at the front door. He goes, "Hey kid, are you fucking shitting me?" He goes, turn around, look at the stripes on the street. I turn around, the stripes are red, white, and green, and that's like a Federal.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You're in Federal Hill," and I wasn't, familiar with. I go, "Okay, I'm leaving."
There's a lot of Ginzos down here, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah. So your question was?
Just like a general. I'm not a Trump guy.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't see his draw. I don't see his aura. Before he was president, he was a D-list celebrity.
Yeah.
On par with Kathy Griffin, if she's going to be the hot topic lately.
Well, yeah, The Apprentice was a hit. It was on for like 15 years, so she was bigger than Kathy Griffin.
I agree with that. I agree with that. He did his thing, and he did it. He's a good man in terms of making money for himself and revitalizing certain areas. He's got that golf course down in the Bronx, I think, that did pretty well.
Yeah.
Which was a fucking landfill. But
right.
So just, I haven't heard why he's a good person. Nothing he has done seems good. I know he says "Make America Great Again," but everything he's doing is literally shooting our country in the foot.
How do you figure that? How the fuck do you figure that? I think you're talking about the last president. Everything he did. He set this whole Syria thing on fire, pulled our troops out. The whole fucking world, the whole refugee thing was created by dum-dum, and Trump's trying to clean it up. But I agree with you. When he was a celebrity, Brendan, and I'd see him on TV, I'm like, I don't like this. He doesn't do anything for me. I was like, I don't understand why he. But I mean, you got like some really smart people. The guy that defended Joseph McCarthy, what's his name, Roy Cohn? Who's a brilliant lawyer.
Roy Cohn.
You can't question his smart. He said Trump is the smartest guy he's ever met. I understand it. I understand he doesn't speak the King's English. That's sort of what I like about him. He's a Queens guy. He hung out at construction sites with his dad, and you don't have to be a Harvard law degree to be the president. Or the Harvard Law Review like Obama. That's what I sort of like about him. And let's be honest, we're in a fucking mess right now. Not of his doing, and I think he might be the right guy for the job. And I know half the country disagrees with that, but that's sort of what I like about him. I didn't vote for him in the primary, so I'm not in love with him, but I kind of I like him more now than I did when he started running.
So it's not his doing that we got here, but we're here, and we're dealing with everything we're doing.
Yes.
And it just really seems like he's throwing fuel in the fire. You know, the Paris Accord, he's literally turning around. Literally, he's pushing world leaders out of the way to get in front of us.
Oh, Jesus. Now you sound like, okay. And CNN's...
Look, no. I don't want to sound like a libtard. I'm not a libtard.
No, I know you're
not. I didn't vote for Hillary.
I know. All right.
but he acts like a goof. He acts like a buffoon. He's running the greatest fucking country in the world, and I know he's got red hats that say MAGMA and all that shit.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem like he's acting in our best interest. And there are instances where he's caught that he has criticized Obama, fine, and other leaders.
Yeah.
And then you can go back into like his Twitter history.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, I don't go golfing. Why is Obama golfing? There's a really important scenario going on right now.
I know, and he got two scoops of ice cream. Everybody else got one at that. I know all the
right.
All right.
All these little sound bites, but they add up. Nick.
Okay,
really
they add up. Thank you, Brenda, for the call. Now I'm going to respond. Yeah, they add up. But you just brought up the most petty shit. Obama, the first thing he did was go around the world and apologize for the United States, put so many regulations on businesses that we were tanking. And again, they're making me defend Trump here. But, he's got rid of so many regulations, and he's cleaning up a mess that the last guy left. And no, he's not the most presidential. So what, I say? You don't have to go to an Ivy League school. Back in the day, that's how it worked. A successful guy in the private market became the president. So, whatever. But all the things you're bringing up are kind of petty, And you, as far as immigration and stuff, how can you, argue that we should have extreme vetting and defend our borders and all that stuff? And that's how we won, by the way. So that and Hillary, the thick-ankle dog face, didn't show up to the game, which... But and as far as Paris Accords, give me a goddamn break. That's just anything Al Gore's involved in. It's a money making scam. It's just another way to fucking try to ruin the United States economy at the behest of the rest of the countries. That's all it is. That's what that's what Obama wanted to do: throw a monkey wrench into our economic system. And that's what the things like the Paris Accords. Again, that's just my opinion, folks. But he asked me why, what I liked about Trump, and especially him being non-PC. We need that. I don't know how you can argue that today. If you're left, right, ask Bill Maher, ask Kathy Griffin. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Hey, folks, that is it. I want to thank all the callers tonight. Happy birthday to my producer, Andy. If you're going to go watch some hockey somewhere, like a couple of fellas. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow night. We got a lot. Mike Vecchione's coming on. Very funny guy. See you guys later.